Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today's a different type of video. I've never done a video like this in all my years on YouTube. We are going to go through the drive-thru, order some food, and then I'm going to do like a chatty car video slash mukbang. I don't want to move from this spot because there's like little birds and they're so cute. I've just been watching them. They're just playing in the bushes. They're so freaking cute. Oh my gosh. I just want to pick them up. I just want to hold them. When I'm old, I am absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, going to be a bird person. I'm going to be out there. I'm going to be studying birds. I want my whole backyard to be for birds. Austin and I have already talked about it. We want to create like little houses for different animals in our yard. So little animals can have respite in our yard, because that is my dream. And I love birds. I love them. Okay, we are gonna go through the drive-thru and then we'll park again. It is such a gorgeous day. We're already in like almost mid-November. We haven't had any snow yet. The weather's been in the 70s. It is absolutely gorgeous. So today would actually be a perfect day to put up Christmas lights. I'm behind and I haven't done it yet. So I do need to do that at some point this weekend.
Hi, thank you for choosing Clovers. May I get a name for the order?
Yeah, it's Shaylee.
Alright, what can we make fresh for you today?
What's on your garden fresco salad?
That comes with grilled chicken, cucumbers, green tomatoes, croutons, and shredded cheese.
Okay, I'll do the garden fresco with balsamic, please.
Unfortunately, we only do have raspberry vinaigrette or Clover's vinaigrette.
Oh.
We have blue cheese, pretty much.
Is Culver's vinaigrette kind of the same thing as balsamic, or?
Let me ask for you. I'm actually not quite sure.
Okay. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk during this part. I feel weird. I'm also going to feel weird when I pull up to the window and they see that there's a camera just recording on my dash. What kind of an influencer am I?
So unfortunately, we don't have anything really similar to that. The Clover's vinaigrette is more like about ranch and like blue cheese.
Oh, okay. I'll have that then. That's good.
And we also do have malt vinegar. I'm not really sure if that's something you want.
We'll just do the Culver's vinaigrette.
Okay. And would you like any side or drink with that, or just the salad?
Yes. Can I do mashed potatoes and gravy?
Of course. Okay.
And then you have like a 6-piece butterfly shrimp.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Do you have like the 6-piece butterfly shrimp?
We do, yes.
Okay, I'll do that as well.
Any cocktail sauce or tartar?
Tartar and cocktail, please. And I'll also have a water. And that's it.
Okay. Anything else for you today?
That's it. Thank you.
That is $22.47 at that window for you.
Thanks. $22? Oh my gosh. I was not expecting the shrimp to be that much money. I thought if I just got it on the side, it's not a meal, it wouldn't be so much. I also don't know if I'm going to be able to eat all this food. Probably not. I'll take some home to Grandma. Oh my goodness. So, yes, I'm excited to decorate for Christmas. I usually start much earlier than this. This is late for me. But we had so many leaves in our yard, and so I was like waiting for those to get picked up. And then my dad decided we're just gonna leave the leaves in the yard this year. He just mowed over them, and we're just leaving them there. So we'll see what happens to the grass. it'll take me a full day to rake that yard. So I think he was trying to make my life easier, which I'm thankful for. But yeah, I was like, oh, once we get all the leaves picked up, then I can do the Christmas decorations. So now I need to do the Christmas decorations. I'll probably wait until the kids are with me, so we'll probably do it tomorrow because I get them tonight. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Wednesday through Saturday is always so hard without them because they just make everything so much better for me and for Grandma. Grandma always misses them when they're not around too. There's so much energy and it's so chaotic and it's so much fun. Even though neither of them are really at that, like, well, Jude more so. Jude is still at that crazy kid stage because he loves, you know, his lightsaber and doing lightsaber wars and running around the house and playing basketball. He's always bouncing some ball around. Typical boy behavior. But with Eden being a almost teenager, she also has equal energy because she's always like doing flips and dancing. She's always doing TikTok dances. She does not have a TikTok, so I don't know where she's learning these things. But it's funny because all of the trendy songs that the kids are learning for their little dances are songs that we grew up listening to. She'll be like singing a song and I'm like, how the heck do you know this song? And she's like, oh, it's a dance. It's a trending dance right now. Like, girl, that's crazy. But it's cool because she's learning all this music that I grew up listening to. It's funny how everything just kind of comes back around. Even with movies and stuff, they'll do like the remakes and things that we watched and they're all coming out now, which is really fun. Speaking of movies, I am so excited for Wicked. Oh my gosh. We're gonna go next weekend. The first one was just incredible. Music's incredible. The musical's incredible, obviously. I'm really excited for the second one. It's gonna be amazing. Amazing. I love musical theater, but I really didn't know a lot about Wicked prior to watching the movie, honestly, which is crazy because it's like one of the most popular musicals of all time. It just was never something that I thought that I was interested in, but I was proven wrong very quickly. Oh my gosh, RIP to the penny. There's a sign on the window that says no more pennies. So what do they do now? Do you round it up to the closest 5 cents? How does this work?
Alrighty, 22.47.
There you are.
Would you like a receipt today?
Sure.
Not water.
Thank you so much. I always have waters just chilling in my car that I never drink. I'll drink most of it, and then I forget about it. And then I won't drink it again because it's been sitting out in the sun, and I'm like, I'm not about to get cancer.
Is that for you? You have a great day.
Okay, thank you. You too. Okay, so I guess I just put this on my windshield. Wait, where do I put it? On my window? My window or my windshield? Oh. Okay. There's a car backing up for some reason. Oh, I see what they're doing. Okay. I can't back up anymore. They're trying to get to this person. I'm one of those people that if I get distracted by something that's going on the road, I cannot like focus on what I'm saying. I always have to narrate what's happening. I'm gonna put my number on the window. I don't know. I think that's how it goes. I have no freaking clue. They usually give you the like little kind of like a table number type situation that you put in your windshield, but they just gave me a sticky tab this time. So anyways, yeah, I'm excited to go see that movie. I think it's gonna be amazing, and I get to see it with the kids and with Austin, so it's gonna be a great day no matter what. So I wanted to make today's chit chat video and kind of talk about my my thoughts and my dilemma, if you will, about what I want to do with my future. And if I want to have more kids. I go back and forth on this all the time. And I thought, we'll talk about it here, and you guys are all just hanging out with me and you can listen to me ramble. So, if you don't know, I have 2 kids already, and I got pregnant extremely quickly with them. I was in my early 20s, so that definitely plays a big role in fertility. And then when my husband at the time and I decided to try for a 3rd baby, I had a super hard time getting pregnant. Hopefully you guys can hear me. It got really loud outside. I had a really hard time getting pregnant. We tried for like a year or so, which is normal for most couples, but for me it was a cause of concern because I got pregnant quickly the following years. But I just thought, well, I'm older now, you know, I'm in my 30s now, and maybe that plays a role in it. Maybe that's the difference. And so I went to my doctor and they put me on fertility meds, just like the pill you take that like helps you ovulate. Honestly, I don't actually remember what the pill did. This whole part of my life is a blur to me. But the whole point of it was to get my body ready for implantation. And then if that wasn't going to work, we were going to go to other measures. But as the universe or God so perfectly laid out to me, my ex-husband and I, something happened between us, and it was gosh, what is up with all these loud cars? Welcome to Colorado Springs. My gosh, there's always so many loud cars. Anyways, my ex and I decided, I got distracted. I'm trying to do a one take, you guys, and welcome to my life, having MS and brain fog. I might possibly have ADHD too. I haven't officially gotten tested, but I'm always getting distracted. My ex did not decide to get a divorce. I did, because something happened that finally made me wake up, if you will. And it was the moment of truth when I was like, I'm not going to be in this marriage anymore. I'm outie. It took a long time to get to that point, but thank God it happened right before the TTC part. So I had been taking the pills and doing all of that, but we had not done the deed, and we were supposed to do the deed the next day. So this argument happened, and I decided, I'm done getting a divorce. So we didn't do the deed ever again. And I look back on that time of my life, and I am so thankful that we didn't have another child brought into the chaos and the mess of divorce. And I can't even imagine having to co-parent a baby or a toddler, but especially a baby when you're like nursing all the time and everything. Like, that would have been a nightmare. That literally would have been so rough. So the universe and God, they were looking out for me and all of that. Honestly, I am very grateful that I did not get pregnant. However, there was definitely a grieving process to all of that. And I think sometimes it still shows up, because I had all of these plans and expectations and dreams and hopes, and goals and things. And, you know, when you get so dead set, oh, that was a Porsche. I knew nothing about cars until Austin taught me. And I know he's watching this video, so I just saw a Porsche, babe. Just for you. When you dream about getting pregnant, you start dreaming about all the little things. You know, like you start thinking about, oh, they're gonna be born at this time of year, and I'm gonna have like this kind of a baby shower, and I'm gonna have this kind of a birth, and it's gonna be at this month. And you start like wrapping your mind around all of these ideas and these dreams that you have for your family. And so that just had to die for me, because I went from, oh, I'm gonna have a third baby, to, oh, I'm getting a divorce. And it was a massive, massive wake-up call for me. And like I said, I'm glad that it didn't work out, but at the same time it's sad because I really, really wanted that third baby. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. It smells incredible. Okay, let's go find a parking spot. Maybe we'll go back over to those birds, or maybe I shouldn't go to the birds because then I'll be distracted by the cute birds the whole time. I've been following a lot of birder, they call themselves birders, which I just found out, but birder Instagram accounts where they just like go and explore and find birds. Like, dude, that's so awesome. I love that. Okay, I hope the lighting is good right here. I might have to leave my air on because it's hot today. It's like 70 degrees right now. Okay, we got our salad. This is a very basic salad for like $9. It only has grilled chicken, tomatoes, cucumbers, and croutons, which I probably won't eat. So I eat about 80% gluten-free. Just out of choice, once I got diagnosed with MS, I just wanted to like try to not eat any like inflammatory foods, because I've been so afraid of my body, you know, turning on me again. So yeah. Oh, I think they charge you for sauce here. I think these are like $1 each or something crazy. I hate when fast food places charge you for sauce and water. I always think that's so weird. Like, that should be included. Okay, what was I saying? I have to think. Okay, so we got a divorce. I'm glad that I didn't have to bring a toddler into that mess. And a baby and a newborn into that mess. And then I grieved it. I still grieve it. And, you know, all the time I think, oh, I'd have a 4-year-old right now, or a 3.5-year-old right now. It's just crazy because, you know, all of those dreams that I had of this third baby never happened. And so that part of myself never felt complete. It's like I never felt, I don't want to say content, because I don't think content is the right word. Like, I'm very, very content with Eden and with Jude. Like, they bring me so much happiness and joy, and I really do cherish every second that I get with them, especially now that I only get half the time with them. So I wouldn't say that I'm not content, but I just feel like something's missing, or someone is missing, and it's been really hard for me to come to terms with that. So I really thought when I got divorced that I'll never get married again. I'll never find someone that I love again. Therefore, I'll never have more kids. So for a while there, I was actually thinking, maybe I should, I don't have a fork. Did they put in the bag? Oh no. Are you kidding me? I didn't get a fork for my salad. Okay. All right. We're gonna have to go back through the drive-thru line because I'm trying to make this all in one take. And that would ruin the video. So you guys just get to watch me drive back through it again. They also didn't give me any napkins. That's fun. Okay. So, I really thought this is it for me. I'm never getting married again. I'm never going to get pregnant again. So, I was actually considering just having another child, but being a single mom by choice and using like a sperm donor or something. But ultimately I was like, I'm already, like, life is already hard as a single mom. It truly is. And I think adding on another child into the mix wouldn't be great for my mental health, and it wouldn't be good for the child either, because they need a mom that's fully present, fully there.
Hi, you're purchasing Coolbrook. May I get a name for the order?
Hi, I just came through and I didn't get a fork or napkins.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
No worries.
Get that at the window.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, please.
I have to keep moving the camera over so they don't see me filming. It's just weird. It's awkward. Maybe I'll get used to it one day. So ultimately I just decided, okay, well, I guess I just need to close that door completely. And that was devastating. And I've never been like okay with that idea. I've never felt like, okay, this is great. This is what I'm supposed to do. Fast forward to meeting Austin. He has never really been around kids his whole life, and he'd never really experienced what it's like to have kids. And he was unsure of whether or not he ever wanted kids. It was not something that he ever like dreamed about. Is that the fork?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks so much.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, like, being a mom is what I've always wanted. It's what I've always dreamed. It's been my number one desire and dream and goal since, like, as long as I can remember. And I don't know, but I also grew up in a home where we had tons of kids wandering around, and it was very chaotic because my mom owned her own daycare. And so there was always so many kids. Like, summer times we'd have, jeez, so many. I don't even know. Like, I think like 10 kids sometimes. And I was always one of the oldest ones because most of them were my sister's age, and she's 7 years younger than I am. And so I was always in charge of like choreographing their like little dances for their little musicals that they would put on for their parents, or, you know, just being on diaper duty or watching them or whatever. I learned from a super young age, like, how to change diapers, how to do all the basic necessities for babies. And I got so used to that chaos of always having kids. Like, when I would wake up in the summer, there would be so many kids screaming downstairs. I would still sleep in through it because I just got so used to the noise. I remember when I got married at 19, I was so young and I had never moved away from home before. And I think that was like the weirdest thing, to go from my mom doing daycare and being around kids all the time to like quiet, where it was just me and him. And I'm like, I hate this. It was so weird. So yeah, from a young age, I was like, I want to be a mom. I want to do this. This is, I love it. You know, all the things. And so I feel like being a mom is the most intense experience I've ever had, but the most incredible too. And I would do it 100 times over. Well, maybe not 100. I love that I have two and that I can give them my full attention, and it's a lot easier for me to spend one-on-one time with them and to get to know their hearts and their dreams and their passions, and to just be their mom. You know, I love that I have so much one-on-one time with them that I feel like if I had 3 as a single mom, it would be a lot more difficult. Not saying it's not manageable, because I know there's a lot of single moms out there with a lot of children and they just rock it and they're so amazing. But that's one of the benefits of having 2. To me, it's just been really easy to manage just being a part of their lives. It's important for me to make sure I'm spending time with them and doing fun things one-on-one with them. Their dad is also really good about that with them too. So I met Austin. He wasn't really a kid person at first, but fast forward, well, we had decided collectively together that we weren't going to have any together. But fast forward 3 years later, and the conversation keeps coming up because, like I said, I don't feel complete about it. It's one of those things where I'll be walking through a Target or like a Walmart or something, and I'll come across the baby section and I just immediately start crying. I don't know. And so I'm always like, well, do I feel this way because my kids are older and I miss those baby stages and it's just so sad that it goes so fast? Or am I just not ready to move on from this season of my life? I've never had their grilled chicken. It's so good. Wow. Thumbnail. These birds, I can't. Stay until the end of the video and I'll turn the camera around so you can see the birds. They're just lined up on this wall staring at me and they're so cute. So yeah, Austin realized he's a kid person because he's hung out with my kids and he's been like, wow, kids are so great. They're so fun. They're so amazing. I'm like, I know, they're the best. They're just, they offer so much perspective in life and they teach us so much about ourselves, and their joy and love for life is so contagious, and the things they say are so freaking cute. I got my nose done a couple weeks ago and they're chrome. Why is it not focusing? There you go. They're probably looking weird now because they've grown out a lot, but I showed Jude. I was like, whoa, Jude, look at my nails. And he looked at them and he was like, oh, they're extraordinary. They look like treasure. I want to take them off your fingers and keep them. I thought it was the cutest freaking thing. He is always saying things that just, they kill me. And they're both so just emotionally intelligent and just, they're just great kids. So yeah, I would love to have another one of them because they're so cute and they're so great and wonderful. And I love being a mom. I think when they were younger, it was extremely hard because, like a lot of women, I was basically a single mom even when I was married. So I didn't really have a lot of support. My family didn't live close by for a lot of years either. And that makes all the difference. Now, all of my family, we're all like 5 minutes from each other. And it's such a blessing. It's so incredible. I love that I can just hop over to Kylie's house and hang out with Rosie. Or something springs up and I need to drop the kids off with them. Or one day Eden was sick and Basil, Kylie's husband, went and like picked her up from school. It's just having family as support is literally everything when you have kids, everything. And I have an incredible support system, which I'm very, very grateful for. I know that's not the norm for everybody. But when they were younger, that was pretty much non-existent. I didn't have that. Not in the way that I do now. Like, of course, they were still there for me as much as they could possibly be. We didn't even live that far apart. Like an hour and a half, 2 hours for a lot of years. But, you know, when everyone's working full time, it's really hard to find the time to get together and we would see each other on holidays and stuff. But, you know, a lot of the stuff that I was carrying and the burdens that I was facing in my marriage, I was not transparent about with my family. Nobody knew what was going on. It wasn't just my subscribers. It wasn't just those of you watching my videos. Nobody knew. Because I wanted to protect him as much as I possibly could. And so trying to protect him while trying to survive and be a mom and be the best version of myself possible, like, it was a lot. And I look back on those years and it's sad because I feel like I wasn't fully present in those years. And I still struggle with that sometimes, you know. I'm always thinking of the future. I'm always thinking ahead. And then in the process, I miss the now. I think a lot of us tend to do that. But I'm trying to open this sauce without it squirting all over me. This shrimp smells so good. I just gotta get a variety of shots for a thumbnail. Maybe I should do the shrimp and the salad. There's like grease on the bottom of this. Okay. Okay. There's one in there. So it would be a completely different experience now if I were to have another baby now, because I'm with a partner who's like so incredibly perfect. Nobody's perfect, but Austin's pretty close. The crunch. I love fried food. It's something I've given up mostly, but every now and then when I treat myself to a little fried food, it just hits a spot, you know what I mean? And then I usually feel like crap later, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, if I were to have a baby now, it would be a totally different experience for me. I wouldn't feel alone. I'd be supported, and I don't even know what that would be like. I don't even know what that would feel like. It's like crazy to me. Just having a totally different experience, you know? For those of you that were married or together with your partner and had kids with them and you felt like a single mom, and then you remarried later and had more and you weren't that single mom anymore, what was that like? I can only imagine that is just mind-boggling and probably also triggering at times. Like, you're so worried that it'll be like the first time, even though it's not. I do want to say, my ex is like such a more hands-on dad now that we're divorced. So that's good. I'm grateful for that. I also think sometimes that it's just easier for men to connect with older kids than it is for like babies and toddlers and stuff. At least from my experience and what I've observed from other people. That seems to be the case a lot of the time. I'm gonna shut off my car to save some gas. There we go. So now I'm stuck in this crossroads of to have a baby or not to have a baby. I'm 35. I'll be 36 in April. So there's the age factor. That's probably like the biggest one of all, right? I had babies in my early 20s and I want to say I was full of energy. I don't think I've ever been full of energy, but I was obviously younger. And I will say that I did have more energy than I do now, which I can attribute to MS. So there's that too. There's the worry and the fear of just being an older mom and doing this all over again, even though like a lot of my friends are my age and they have recently had babies and are going to have more babies. So I know it's possible. I'm not saying like I'm ancient and I can't have any more kids, I'm done. I'm just thinking of every possible thing. I'm an overthinker, which is why I'm even making this video in the first place. And we're already at 35 minutes, which is crazy. But there's that. Then there's what was the other thing I just said? Oh, there we go. Going back. There's the fact that I have MS. And while these are completely flavorless. Like the gravy isn't even helping. That's so sad. What the heck? Did they even put like any salt or pepper on this? Okay, I'm gonna take this home and season it up a little bit. That was, and they're cold. They're like lukewarm. Boo. So with having MS, it doesn't affect your chances of conceiving. It doesn't affect your fertility or anything like that. In a lot of ways, being pregnant when you have MS is actually like a good thing, because MS attacks your immune system, and when you're pregnant, your pregnancy is protecting that part. And so it's really rare to have like relapses and stuff when you are pregnant. For a lot of people with MS who have like debilitating cases that I don't have, where they're like in pain all the time and stuff, for them, it's the only time where they actually have relief from all of their MS symptoms. So pregnancy seems to be smooth sailing, but it's the postpartum period, usually like 3 months after giving birth, when a lot of people have relapses. And sometimes they're very, very intense and crazy. And like I said before, I'm just so afraid of having a relapse again, because I did not do well the first time I had a relapse, which is when I found out that I had it in the first place. And so that scares me, because I don't want to like have a newborn and be in a lot of pain. I also don't have a progressive case of MS, but that could change at any time. So I worry all the time about what this disease could progress to, but I don't speak those things into existence, and I don't focus on them for long periods of time. But when I'm trying to make a decision, I want to be wise about it, and I want to put all these factors into place. Another thing, I had hyperemesis gravidarum for both of my pregnancies, which, if you don't know what that is, it's extreme morning sickness that never goes away. So I was in and out of the hospital for both pregnancies, but it was worse with Jude. Hooked to IVs, and I mean, throwing up like 10 times a day, and sometimes you get to the point where you have nothing left, so you're just vomiting blood. It's not a pleasant experience. It absolutely sucks. But the second that you give birth, you feel incredible. Like the sickness went away like that. As soon as they took the baby out of my stomach, because I had C-sections, the sickness and all the crappy stuff of her pregnancy just immediately left my body. It was insane. And then I'm like, I could do it all again. I could do it all. If you're a mom, you get it. Like, well, not all of you, because I know some of you are, if you're a mom and you've had a baby and it was not a so great experience with pregnancy or the birthing part, you're like, oh, I'm one and done. And I totally understand that too. But I feel like a lot of times with women, we'll go through something completely traumatizing related to birth, and then we'll be like, I'm never doing that again. And then we kind of forget about it because we just love our baby, we love our child, and we're like, I could do it all again. To me, it's like, it's 9 months of my life that I'm sacrificing being sick, but it's a lifetime of having that human forever, you know? Like, I would do it again. I really would. But there's all kinds of like complications with that, and things that I would need to figure out, you know? It would be so great if I was rich and I could have a surrogate. To me, that's the ideal path I would choose. That'd be awesome. I don't like pregnancy. I would if I wasn't so sick. But I'm not a pregnancy person. Just give me the baby. Let's just like skip the pregnancy part. And Austin and I have talked about possibly fostering a child later on down the road, but not right now. So yeah, and then there's the financial instability of it all right now. And just like the state of the world, which I think is where that was like a lot of Austin's hesitancy with having a child when we first met, was we're not in a good place in the world right now. I mean, just across the spectrum, across the board, things aren't great, you know? And I worry about my children's future, as I'm sure you guys do too. But, you know, when people say like, the world is crazy these days, it's always been crazy. It's always been crazy. There's always been insane, crazy people, but we didn't have social media to document every single thing. And so I think adding social media into our lives gives us like so many viewpoints and so many stories on a daily basis where we're just like hearing and seeing bad news all day. And then we're translating that as like, oh, the world's gone mad. It's always been mad. And I'm grateful that, you know, I get the opportunity to raise incredible human beings who get to change the world into a better place. And that's how I've always looked at kids. They're such a blessing, and they just, like, kids have so much strength and power, more than they even realize, and more than we realize as adults. I think a lot of adults want to keep kids and like just kind of treat them like they're just kids, but they're little adults essentially, and they're great. And so getting the opportunity to be able to raise incredible adults is extremely what's the word? It's a big responsibility. It's a huge responsibility. The biggest responsibility I've ever had in my life. But I'm so grateful to have it. And I'd do it again. So that's where I am. There's a lot more at play with all this too. Probably things I'm not thinking about. But one thing's for sure. I want to get my health in order. A lot of that is figuring out what this is going to look like, what my treatments with MS and stuff is going to look like moving forward, because I've been on the infusions, but I had a really bad infusion reaction and it was not great. I was in a lot of pain for a while. Couldn't even get out of bed because I was in so much pain. My neurologist says that's not typical, and that doesn't usually happen to people, but lucky me, it happened to me. So he wants me to do one more round of that infusion and see what it's like this time, because he thinks that maybe I just had that bad a reaction because it was like one of my first ones. And a lot of that stuff's just been laying dormant in my body. So it has to like kick into gear and wake up everything in my body. Because there were so many things with MS, I was not experiencing like neurological pain. I never had any of that until I started getting the infusions. And now it's like died down because I got my last infusion in July. So it's not as bad as it was. But it really woke some stuff up in my body. And I was like, I'm not having it. So I don't know. I just want to get to a place where like, I understand what my treatment's going to look like moving forward, because I'm going to have to be on medication for the rest of my life. Some people with MS choose not to, but I am not going to be that person. It's just not for me. Like, I choose to do that. So yeah, I'm trying to figure all that out. Like, I have another MRI in a couple months to see if it's progressed at all. And because of I feel like I've had so much cognitive impairment with like the brain fog and stuff like that. Because of all that, they're going to schedule me a neuropsychological evaluation just to see like how my brain's functioning. So I feel like with all those factors, I want to wait a little bit to see what's up with my body. And also, I want to be the healthiest I can be. I was walking very consistently, like every single day for anywhere from like 3 to 6 miles every day. And then I stopped that because summer hit, and I don't do well in summer or the heat. And I haven't picked it back up. And now the weather's like cooling off and stuff, and it's nice. So I need to be out there doing walks every day again. It makes me feel so good too, like those happy endorphins that it gives me. And yeah, I just feel great. That's what exercise does. It makes you feel great. So I just want to get to a place where I feel healthy, you know. I think that's number one. And then number 2 is figuring out, well, just having some sort of stability in my life would be nice. Obviously, I want to live with Austin. We will be getting married eventually, and who knows where we'll be living. It all depends on grandma and what happens over the course of these next year or two. Like, who knows? You know, we can come up with plans. We can come up with 5-year plans, 10-year plans, but the reality is none of us know what even tomorrow looks like or the rest of today. So our plans kind of don't work out the way they're supposed to be. And I've learned that the hard way through life. Things don't work out the way we envision them to all the time. You just kind of have to roll with the punches. So yeah, that's my video. I'm going to end it now because it's 48 minutes long already. But thanks for listening to me yap all about why I'm conflicted in my life right now when it comes to having more kids. I think ultimately I would love to. Just factors need to fall into place, and I'm already 35, almost 36, and I know it's not old, but in fertility years it kind of is. So I don't know, guys. It's life. You know, I just don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But in the meantime, I'm just going to enjoy Eden and Jude, and we're going to continue focusing on the now and making the memories now. And that's another thing that I forgot to mention is I think to myself, what would it be like to have a baby that I have full time, where I was with, you know, my kids. I'm their full-time mom, obviously, but I don't have them 3.5 days of the week. So would having a baby kind of fill that missing hole? Because there's just a part of me is missing every time they're gone, and I don't think that's ever going to change. Would having a baby fill that, or would it actually make it worse? Because then they're not with their sibling all the time, and then I would feel guilt about being with this baby all the time and not my other kids. Does that make sense? So I really like to hear your guys' thoughts and the age gap. Guys, there's so many things. The age gap. I have an almost 13-year-old and an almost 10-year-old. So that would be a wild age gap. I follow some people on Instagram who have like 15-year age gaps between their kids, and it's really precious and sweet because the kids look up to their older siblings, but then you're left with this child who's like basically an only child for half their life. And I think about how sad that would be. But Austin's an only child, so that's like the only life he's known. He doesn't understand what it's like having a sibling, so I don't know. I'm curious to hear from moms out there who decided to have a really wide age gap. I'm curious to hear from those of you who had a first marriage and then got married again, have more kids. And I'm just curious to hear your guys' like personal life experiences. I'm always really interested to know people's stories. So leave it down below. I would flip the camera around and show you the birds, but of course they're not here anymore. I had a feeling that was going to happen. But thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate you staying all the way until the end. If you enjoyed this more like car chat, eating style video, let me know. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.